They gave me a deal so good that several corporate Hilton guys at the head dropped dead. I mean, it was unbelievable. Basically, they basically said, yeah, fine, do whatever you got to do, pay us later, whatever. In return for just committing for 100 booking nights, that's like 33 people a night for 3 nights. They allowed me to lock up 15,000 square feet of conference space with a menu value of $50,000, $60,000. And because I had the conference space in the hotel, I could start building up the interest and the attendance and get money coming in so that we could put this together. That's okay. That's fine. I want the Hilton Hotel to see this, because every indication I'm getting from them is, we like these UFO people. These are damn fine, solid people here. They're spending money like crazy. We sold 14,000 hamburgers. So it's the game plan. The game plan is that this conference is an annual event, and it's going to be held every April, the weekend after Easter. I intend to next week lock up the hotel, the entire hotel, every square foot, every room except a few corporate rooms, and this is where we'll go forward. All right. And in addition, the Holiday Inn has approached me, and they want in on the action, okay? So we've got 280 rooms here, and I think I can lock another 200 rooms over there. So we're looking for 1,500 people next year, all right? Now, let's get on to the next presentation. Bill Burns is a doctorate, publisher, writer. He's a Renaissance man. He has been key to getting information out on this issue for years and years and years. He's got deals going. In other words, he's got the ability to combine the issue with the kind of talk you got to make with the people in Hollywood and the people in New York and the publishers and the big shots so that things can happen. He's got so many things going you wouldn't believe. Look for the work of Bill and his companies to explode as we move toward disclosure. And of course, he will always be remembered for the man who significantly added the boost that made it possible for Phil Corso Sr. to publish his memoir in the year of the 50-year anniversary at Roswell, and triggered a whole number of things, not the least of which being the incredible Colonel Haynes press conference when he came out and told us about bodies, crash test dummies coming down and landing on people 5 years later, and that explained everything away. And even the press in that Pentagon briefing when we're laughing their heads off. A lot of things happened in '97. For fortuitous reasons, he's going to present today with Phil Corso Jr. Some of you saw him, obviously, in the lecture. Phil Corso Jr. is going to make sure that the legacy of his father, who the Washington Post would not even publish an obituary on because they would have had to talk about his memoir, and that's not allowed at the Washington Post. I can assure you there'll be a lot more discussions in the print media about Phil Corso Sr. before all of this is done. His son's going to make that happen. They are here. I am so happy about this, to give you more information, some of which you have never seen, about that man, his legacy, and other issues. So welcome, please, Dr. William Burns and Phil Corso Jr.
I'm going to do two things real quick. One is I'm going to introduce Phil, and he will reveal some startling information which can only be revealed in a workshop situation in just about 60 seconds. And then I'm going to come back. We're going to play some tape of never-before-seen tape of Colonel Corso and have a little Q&A about that. A real quick pitch. I've run out of subscription forms for the magazine. As you know, Graham Birdsall in the UK tragically died last year and left an incredible legacy over in the United Kingdom, and UFO Magazine UK was, we thought, defunct. It's not. What's going to happen is UFO Magazine in the US will be taking over in a special United Kingdom edition. Those distribution slots in the United Kingdom with an expanded edition, and we'll be doing that within the next couple of months. We're going to take material from our magazine that was published in volumes 1 and 2, which I hope those of you who are subscribers already received. If you didn't, complain to me at the table, and we'll make sure you get them. And we're going to add an enlarged UK section. In, I would say, about a month, we will have a spectacular announcement about archives we have acquired for UFO Magazine. And so if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It'll be an unbelievable magazine by after the summer when we have all our archives in place. As you know, we're working with Jim Mars right now. He was on the cover of the last issue, with Stan, with a lot of our old writers, Bill Hamilton. So the whole group will be back. The gang of 5 will be in the magazine, and it's going to be a really incredible magazine, and it's going to be disclosure, 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 disclosure. I can tell you, and I'll go into it more in Q&A, there are people out there now itching to get that truth out, people who vetted Colonel Corso. And with that brief segue, let me introduce get ready for this. This will be eye-opening. Phil Corso Jr.
I feel a little bit rushed. We have to catch an airplane right after, so I won't have time to hang around. This is the artist's conception of the Roswell craft by McDonald. We met the young man out in Roswell in '97, and my father said this was probably exactly as it looked. McDonald went over to craft to make this artist's conception, and supposedly with 2 of the gentlemen that ex-Army or ex-Air Force that had the craft in their possession. It's very aerodynamic. It does have a 6-degree upsweep, and the craft flies through the air, atmosphere, or medium of air, gas, or whatever, upside down. These are viewing ports on the bottom, infrared, night viewing devices, the same as their little lenses in their eyes. It flies through the medium of liquids right side up. Any person like myself of aerodynamic training, looking at the model, which there is a model of the craft too, looking at it would understand exactly how that works. We call these winglets at the end. And as you can see, my father said that this was responsible. It is a flying wing. It is a blended surface, they call it. And this craft is responsible for our modern crafts, which is down here in the corner, which is a Rutan design. I build these airplanes here. My sons, my wife, and this is what we do. This is called a Velocity. It's made in Sebastian, Florida, right near us. And we have built about 14 of them in the last 10 years, amongst other airplanes, experimentals. This airplane, the Velocity, you can see has the winglet. And it began as a Norfolk flying wing. The Norfolk, my dad says, was given privily to this information to build his flying wing. The flying wing was unstable in a small form of about 30 feet. It was pitch unstable. The Army, before the war, began experimenting. You probably know the story of the Norfolk Flying Wing, but they began experimenting with a plane they called the XP-35, which was going to be a canard flyer, canard fighter. The canard comes in because they needed a place to mount the machine guns. When they mounted the machine guns in the nose of the XP-35, which was a version of the Norfolk Flying Wing, they added the canard because it was pitch unstable in a small form. By the way, I've worked out in Chino, California on the Flying Wing and know it in detail. I'm not here today to talk to you about anything but this craft. Now, it may be boring to some of you ladies, but to us men, we can love our Harley Davidsons as I do, and I do truly love this ship. Someday I hope to build it again. We're going to talk about that word again. This is from the best of my fathers and the scientists, von Braun all through, their recollection was that this craft was a time traveler. Time is a word that is hard for us to understand. No one in this room will understand it, including me. It's infinity. Turn the 8 sideways, and it's infinity. Our Earth has not evolved.